Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Forever Stranded. Last time we did a few things that were awesome. We got this cooling coil, so now we don't have to worry about heat. We got... what else? We got some new plants, we finished up a few quests. All this stuff is going fantastic, guys. Gotta get a sip of some water here, even though it's going to make me thirsty. It's better than actually being thirsty. Okay, fantastic. So, what I did since then is I've made a little bit more progress. I set up a second line of sugar canes because I need a lot of dirt here. I planted the maple sapling, so we've got these, the maple trunk is going to slowly produce maple syrup for us. We've got the parsnips and the spice leaves growing, which we can collect some of now. I went ahead and sifted some dust that I had lying around, and in the process I ended up getting some rice seeds from the dust, so I planted that down as well. So we've got a little bitty tiny farm going over there. So I'm going to start throwing all this stuff in here. So really, as you can tell from what I've got brought up there, our next concern is going to be food. We need lots of food, several different types to keep this the series going here. So I'm going to make all of the items from the Cooking for Blockheads multi-block kitchen. We're going to need that. That's going to help us to prepare all the different food. We'll also get us the pan and the cutting board and all that jazz going too. So what we're going to need here for getting this started is all these. We're going to need at least one of each of these, I think, if I remember correctly how this works. The kitchen counter is probably going to be one of the harder ones, well, not really hard, but time consuming, because it takes hardened clay, black dye. I don't have any black dye, I don't think, and I haven't been able to get any squid going just yet. Nope, doesn't look like we've got anything there, so I might have to dig us a big hole and fill it with water, just so we can keep that going. That's going to be another thing that we're concerned with. We might have to, at some point, get an automatic style cactus farm going. But yeah, so we're going to look around here. We've got some hardened clay, again, hard stuff to get for me right now. We're going to need that Cooking for Blockheads book. Oven's got some iron, some glass, black stained glass actually. So again, we're coming back. So I guess the next thing we're gonna need to do for sure is set up some kind of a squid farm, so that way we can start getting ourselves some ink sacs. Now I think we start off at Y65, that's what we're at now, 67 out here. I think it's anything below Y of 62 or maybe 63 has a chance of spawning some squids. So guys, I guess the first thing I'm going to do is dig a hole somewhere around here where it looks like it might make sense, and then we'll try to farm up some squid and see what we can get done. So I'm gonna look around for that, try to figure out where I want it placed, and then once we start working on that together, I will be back. Alright, and I'm back. We've come below the main area of the temple, and I've kind of carved out one of these areas here. Maybe I'll use this like a doorway over to a different area of the base kind of thing. We've got 4 of those. We could start doing something really decent underground here. I'm not terribly sure that I want to stick with an underground type base, but who knows. Anyways, so we've come over here, and this is kind of in the corner of my cactus wall, and we're just using some good old-fashioned vanilla mechanics here. I placed sandstone in the top level so that way it wouldn't just be sand and fall through. Put some water sources up there so that way they would form this chamber, and then I'm using signs to hold the water back. So what happens is a squid will spawn somewhere up there. Eventually it'll come down to the bottom. Since the water is only on the top level, it pushes it down. They come here, they come out, they suffocate, and we get the ink sacs. I've grabbed a couple. There's one here, but I put some in a chest up top because it's been working for a little bit. The main thing is we have to be a little bit away from the farm for it to spawn squid. I think it's 24 blocks. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I think that's what it is. So basically, we walk away from this a little bit. Some squid die. We come down here, we grab their ink sacs, and then we we grab them and turn them into the stuff that we need. So the next step is going to be making the hardened clay, which is, I wouldn't say an involved process, but it's time consuming. Because what we have to do is we have to make water in, I actually think, yeah, in these, and then we get a piece of dust, which is just, do we have any sand left? Yeah. So you take a piece of sand, boom, and then we take a hammer, boom, turn it into dust. And then we take the dust, put it in the water, boom, that makes clay. I'm pretty sure I've shown that before, so that's a quick tutorial just in case I didn't. Anyway, so I've got to make several of those because hardened clay is a big part of the cooking for Blockhead's multi-kitchen. It's used in several pieces. We got that one there. Nope. Well, yeah, because the glass is actually black stained glass, so it's going to be used there too. The toaster, no, fantastic. And then the kitchen counter. So I need 4 pieces of it, so I'm going to get those together. We'll try to look at doing some of this iron, wood, gonna need some buckets. I wonder if the buckets are consumed. I don't think I've ever actually made this thing before. Bucket of lava, fantastic. This is gonna be pretty quick. So I'm gonna start grabbing this clay, waiting for the saplings to go down in here, and then we will we'll come back together. Let me just yeah, I said saplings, but I'm actually using leaves. Leaves, it only takes 4 of them, and then you've got a full crucible. But yeah, I will be back once I have all of the stuff together there. So I'm still in process here, but I wanted to show you something else that I've been overlooking to let you guys know about. So these are called ground traps from Pam's Harvest Craft. We talked about them ever so shortly a while back, but the main thing about them is you just put them in the ground, make sure they touch at least 5 different pieces of grass, and then you put bait in them and you get drops from them. So I'm going to put half the bait in this one, half the bait in this one. You can see I've already been using it a little bit because it's going to be helpful for getting all of those supplies that we might need for food and stuff, because it's already apparent that I don't have enough food infrastructure down. It's actually quite trying to try to keep myself well fed here. But, you know, I'm surviving. So basically, you just put those down, put the food bait in them, and then over time, it develops things for you. Any animal-related drop. Now, what specifically you get relates depending on what you put in, because there is several pieces of bait. Yeah, there's a fish trap bait, veggie, grain, and fruit. Those have different effects for you. I actually believe that fruit is the most generalized one, but I'm not 100% certain on that. I haven't gone into them extensively. It's just something I've only used a couple times. But yeah, so I'm still in process for getting all of the materials ready for the cooking apparatus, and once I have that, we will come back again. Alright, we are just about ready to kick this. You see I've got a few tables set up here with the various crafting recipes put together, but we're still lacking an important ingredient here. So let me go ahead and turn this into some more tiny charcoal, throw it in there, and then we take a book, we put it inside there, and we burn the book in the furnace. And that will give us the last ingredient I need in order to process the rest of this. Boom, cooking for blockheads, numero uno. So we take that, we put it into a crafting table with 2 diamonds and 2 crafting tables, and we get the Cooking for Blockheads 2 book. Then we put that down, and it's 5 logs along with 3 of the hardened clay to give us the cooking table. Then over here we have made an oven using these ingredients. Here we've got 2 fridges. I just feel like it'll be normal to have 2 of them. Over here we've got the sink. Fantastic, it does not use up the block. I didn't know if it would use up the bucket, but it didn't. Then we need a bucket of lava for the next one. Throw that in there and we get a toaster. And then the last one is going to be a couple of kitchen counters, which is what's going to frame our area here. So let's throw those down. That's the wrong thing. Throw that down. And then we've got the sink, the cooking table, 2 fridges, and we have the oven, which, gosh, I sure did think that I was going to have... How? Huh. Interesting. I will have to figure out how that guy got in here. Because there should not... There's no spawnable area. How did I just get attacked? Okay, well, I'll have to think about that in a minute. Because that's clearly not what we're on about right now. So let's take out this kitchen counter just so we can throw this thing down. And there we have it. We can see all the stuff that's available to us with all the ingredients that we have. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw down an extra kitchen counter here since they're used for storage. Then we're going to take all of this food that we have put together so far. I'm going to throw that. I'm going to take the bones, some of the rotten flesh. We're going to put that in here, because that is also used for a few things, if I'm not mistaken. Some of the sugar cane. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got some apples, a potato, some meat, some of the parsnips and spice leaves. We've also got some rice. The meats we'll put in the fridge just because, you know, it seems like we should, I guess. Everything else we'll put in here. And then, fantastic. So let's see, what all can we make? Apple juice, apple sauce, baked potatoes, edible roots, some cooked meats, flour, fruit salad, stock, and sugar. Stock is actually pretty fantastic. It's super cheap to make, and you actually get quite a lot out of it because there's all kinds of things that you can make with it. Let's also throw down the toaster. Does that change any of our options? No. Okay. No. Okay. Well then, now we've got ourselves a kitchen put together. I'm going to try out a few more things and see if there's anything else I can come up with in order to keep us well fed. So I might have fallen prey to one of the classic blunders of a quest-based pack. I started making stuff that might be coming up in a quest eventually. So this is the next quest in this line for me, where we're supposed to take silkworms and cook them into, you know, cooked silkworms. So then we get this as an item reward, which is a rice seed and a loot chest. Rice, of course, we already have. I don't know if there's a different... There might be a variation of this that's Pam specific. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's see, we get in the loot chest. 30 cobblestone. That would have been fantastic, like, 2 episodes ago. But now it's not much to it. Okay, so then the next quest in the line, this is the one I'm actually interested in, is cooking utensils. Which, fantastic. I haven't actually made most of this. I have made a juicer, so I'll have to make another one of those. Let's take a look at this real quick. So the juicer, I think, was, yeah, stone over a stone pressure plate. That's nothing too special. I definitely don't mind throwing together another one of those and then, you know, throwing it away, basically. Since I already have one, so I guess we'll come over here to this array of tables here. So there's another juicer, and then what was else there? Like a cutting board? I think there was a cutting board, which is a plank, a stick, and an iron. That's no problem, obviously. So let's go ahead and put that together. Cutting board, fantastic. We got ourselves a cutting board too. What else was in the quest? A mortar and pestle and a mixing bowl. Oh, that is dead easy. Let's go ahead and grab that and then that, and we got ourselves a mixing bowl. And the other one was a mortar and pestle, which is the same thing but with smooth stone. So we'll have to burn a couple more bits of stone there, because I know I don't have... Well, I mean, actually I only need one more. and because we've got the 2 already made. So let's go ahead and throw that in, and then we'll lay out a recipe like that, and then we need that last piece. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and throw that in there, and boom, we've got ourselves a mortar and pestle. So let's see here. Oh, we can already claim the reward. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and claim that. And then stews, bone stalker, desperate times. So none of this is mentioning the cooking for blockheads type stuff. So gosh, we're probably fine. We're probably fine. We probably didn't shoot ourselves in the foot by going ahead and making this. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of the episode today. It's getting a little bit long again, but we've made some good progress on the food front. We got ourselves a squid farm set up. If I go down there and kill them myself, I'll actually also generate, you know, the squid meat, the raw calamari that we can cook up and eat as well. I'm going to throw that in the fridge as well, and then we can take a look. See, we got that cooked calamari in there. That's actually quite filling. You see there's a lot of saturation off that. That'll be pretty good. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Please leave a like down below, and feel free to subscribe for more. See you later, guys.